They call him the Eunuch Maker. He castrated paying customers, sold or ate their body parts, and caught it all on camera. There's a whole subculture of men out there who want their franks and beans removed. If you are one of this subset going down that road, you might find your way to the Eunuch Maker website run by 46-year-old Marius Gustavson. The Eunuch Maker site touted services like castration, removal, and limb freezing. It sounds absolutely barbaric, but according to Marius's lawyers, he's trying to help people suffering from Body Integrity Dysphoria, or BID. Now, I don't know about you, but I needed a little lesson in BID, so let's break this down in simple terms. Basically, it's a rare condition where someone feels like a part of their body doesn't belong to them. So imagine waking up every day feeling like your left leg or your right hand is a foreign object, like it shouldn't be there at all. And this isn't just a passing thought, it's a deep, persistent feeling. So you might go to great lengths to get rid of that body part, like trying to self-amputate or visiting a website that offers to do it for you. Or you could just visit that website to watch other people having it done. For £100 a year, you could be a VIP subscriber. There were other pay-per-view options too. Between 2017 and 2021, when it got shut down, the site had hundreds of thousands of visitors, more than 22,000 paying subscribers. Meanwhile, the victims were told they were going to get a cut of the video revenue. And get this, the youngest victim was 16. But what happens to the body parts after the cameras stop rolling? That's a whole nother thing. There was a buy it now button, so you could get a literal piece of the action for a price. Some body parts get eaten. Another video shows Marius artfully arranging cooked on a platter for lunch. Other parts are frozen for later, or like in the case of his own, he just threw it in a junk drawer. He framed his and hung it over his bed. Yes. Marius was also a client. He wanted to look like a Ken doll with nothing down there, he said. So in 2017, he pays a guy £50 to cut his area off. Fun fact, that's linked to a subculture known as nullos, which is short for genital nullification. But Marius didn't stop there. In 2019, he paid to freeze his left leg in dry ice, and it had to be amputated. So now he also collects disability. And then a few months later, another man cut off part of his nipple. All on camera to the delight of paying subscribers. All in all, The Guardian reports Marius made a pretty penny off his own and his victims' BID, over £300,000. He and his crew, none of whom are medically qualified to be doing any of this, turned apartments and hotel rooms in London into makeshift studios to live stream their work. While some anonymous victims say that they tried to keep things sterile and clean, but you can't really take the genitals and call it a day. A trip to the hospital is pretty much a given. If things went really wrong and you couldn't make it there yourself, emergency services get called. Soon, neighbors are seeing more ambulances pull up than pizza deliveries. In the end, the youngest victim got the site taken down. In 2020, this anonymous person went to the police full of regret and a wild story, and they handed over a USB packed with 5,000 WhatsApp messages, 100 photos, and several videos. They said that they were cut with a scalpel, strapped down, electrocuted, branded with the letters EM for Eunuch Maker. And when they asked this guy why he did it, he said he was mesmerized by Marius. It was like a cult he was running. Like this website was so professional and splashy, and of course he has this disorder and he just was taken in. This kid now realizes he should have been seeing a therapist and not a manipulative human butcher. So after looking over the thousands of saved messages, the prosecution could hardly believe the scope of the operation that Marius was masterminding. They're like, who is this guy? And we were curious too. What twists and turns in life's journey take you from little Marius Gustavson, cutest little baby ever, I'm assuming, to the Eunuch Maker? Well, he's originally from Norway, where he has 2 previous fraud convictions. Could not find more info on those charges, but did see that he was an activist for Norway's National Association for Lesbian and Gay Liberation. He worked with the London Pride organization when he relocated there. Everyone remembers him as just like the nicest guy. And then his 11-year marriage fell apart in 2016. That's when he went down an internet rabbit hole looking for empowerment. But there's one pretty big glaring detail in this story that's probably got you all like, hold on, girl, didn't these people consent to this? Yeah. They did. But that's not a defense in the UK, where this type of thing is illegal. So they charged him and his cohorts with grievous bodily harm with intent because it came down to illegal surgery on vulnerable men for gratification and money. Since at least one victim was only 16, he got one count of making an indecent photograph of a child, one count of distributing that photo, and possession of criminal property for good measure. The 46-year-old Eunuch Maker is now jailed for life, or at least 22 years. Pretty crazy story, but what do you think? Let's talk about it in the comments. And if you like getting all the crime in half the time, I'm Amy. My husband Chris and I are here 3 times a week with new recaps, and we'd love for you to join us. So please give this a like and subscribe so we can make this a regular thing. See you soon.